Well, hello, Coffee Time friends. How y'all doing? Sitting here having a little afternoon coffee. I hope y'all are enjoying some afternoon coffee today. It's 65. It's a beautiful day, but it is fall. Fall has fallen finally. And Mama's been out in her raised beds, clearing them out for the winter. We're getting everything cleaned up and ready for winter. Some people do that in the spring. We do it both most of the time. I had started making vegetable soup. Mama's come in and she's overseeing it. I like for her to.
Oh, she ain't overseeing it. I'm just helping a few minutes till I go back out. Oh, Johnny.
I told you she's overseeing my soup. Okay, so here, let's go here to, this is the potatoes. I didn't cook separately. I didn't want to bore you with that. Here's the macaroni, and I got some kind of pigtail macaroni. I told Mama, I thought I was getting elbow, but it's, you know, what do y'all call that? I'm going to call it pigtail. It's got a C word in front of it on the box, but for all intents and purposes, that will be known as pigtail macaroni. But it'll be fine for soup.
Will this be big enough, Kelly?
I was going to try to put it in this one.
I don't think it'll go in that with a quarter tomatoes.
Okay, well, let's do 3 pots. I'd hate to just keep it
You
to
said
one.
it's a 3-pot one.
It's a 3-pot wonder, Mama. You're right. And look here, folks. She's changed her wicked ways. Usually, she would have probably given me a thimble and want me to put all this in it. I'll say, hand me a bowl. She'll say, will this be big enough? No.
Them does look like little curly pigtails.
This may turn out to be pigtail soup.
Oh.
So the point of this is, now I could put all this in here. You can definitely put your macaroni and your potatoes in here. Boil them up good. You can start with your meat if you want to. We may not put meat in this. We've been debating back and forth. Do we want a little hamburger in it, or do we want maybe a steak chopped up? Or maybe we just want vegetables. So let's just go with vegetable soup today. And if we want to add meat, we will tomorrow. That'll give it a little different spin. So this is the macar noodles. Any kind you want. Don't worry about that. Don't get all hooked up on it has to be elbow or it has to be pigtail or it has to just get you some noodles in
What
there.
about onions?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you what kind you wanted.
It don't matter.
We'll just get whatever kind you want. Now I'm not draining these because I want to put liquid in here anyway. This is just a can of whole kernel corn. Most of the time when I make soup or Mama makes soup, we just use a can. And that way, you don't have a half a can laying around. This is just sweet English peas. This is not frozen. They would be pretty in it. But we're not going to worry about that. And this is just carrots. Now, you can use your own, cook them fresh if you
Will
want.
that be enough and use a few flakes?
Yeah, that'd be great. Well, I didn't start the onion before you came in here because I thought she may not want onion in it. She may just want onion powder or onion salt, whatever we use. What do we use to put onion powder?
Onion
And
flakes.
dehydrated flakes.
Dehydrated flakes.
Because they don't bother us bad. But these will cook good and long. And I think having them in that tomato will help too. This is some I had the other day left over.
Here, that look like enough to flavor it.
We'll put a few of these in here. This is what we use. It's not a brand. Well, it's a Happy Belly brand, whatever that is. I order them off Amazon. I've ordered these forever. Mama says these don't bother her. And when you open them up, it smells like you're opening up a freshly chopped onion. And I'm just going to put a little bit of these in here. They'll get, you won't even see them. And if you got people in your family that aren't allergic to onions, they just don't like to look at them, this is a good alternative. Now, right here, I want to talk about this. This is Mama's tomatoes. These are homegrown, delicious, canned in, is those from 20? 120. And they're still good. So this is what we do. I will use homegrown tomatoes in soup because they're so good. Normally, not that it's a rule, but normally I don't use them in chili. I find it, a friend of mine told me one time, she said, I never use my homegrowns in chili or spaghetti. I said, you don't? And I thought that sounded strange. And she said, yeah, you lose the flavor of them. She said, on homemade vegetable soup and soups, I will, because I taste that tomato. She said, but by the time I put chili powder and all that seasoning in the other tomatoes, you lose your wonderful tomato flavor. And she said, I count it just like almost wasting my good tomatoes. Well, that got me to thinking, maybe she's right. And so we started using canned tomato and from the store. And we found it tastes about the same. We wasn't that disappointed.
Okay.
Now this is canned tomato from the store, juice. But now these homegrown tomatoes in here will give you that homegrown tomato flavor of your vegetable soup. Because you're not going to put salt, pepper. That's all we put in our soup. Mama won't let us put anything. You know, we don't spice it up or do any of that stuff. I wouldn't want to anyway. But we're going to taste these tomatoes. And we're going to know, boy, those are so good. Now I'm going to add this in here. And I'm going to put about a quart, which would be about half of this.
You're going to have soup for the whole neighborhood.
Well, we got company coming. They may want soup. And we can eat this for days. I can literally eat good vegetable soup for days. And that's the whole point of why I do my potatoes and my macaroni separate. Because to me, when I get this out tomorrow and the next day, it'll be very similar to this. A lot of that starch will be out of it and it won't thicken. And I just don't like thick soup. I don't like thick pinto beans. I don't like it. A lot of people will mash up beans and stuff like that to make their chili thicker, and I don't really care for the thick part of it. If I want,
Be all right to put the
be perfect. Hand it here and I'll do it. This is a Tupperware container. I love these. And if you have thick soup, I don't know, I just don't like the whole flavor. Mama don't like it either.
No.
So it ain't just me being picky.
Me
I
and
learned
you
that
like
pickiness.
soupy, and your daddy liked thick.
Right. So for years, Daddy would thicken his. We want ours to be just like that. Day 1, 2, and 3.
Need more juice in it because that's thick.
Oh, you think? You want to let it cook down a minute?
Cook down a minute before we pour the juice up.
So I'm going to put my leftover tomato juice in this here container. We love these containers. They are wonderful. Look at all that. I don't even know what all that does, but it goes right down there. It seals it up. It makes orange juice pretty in the mornings, especially if you get company. But it's that Voila glass, I believe.
I think.
Mama, go ahead and put as much as you want in there, but look how
Oh,
beautiful.
that's pretty right now. We'll wait and see.
Look how beautiful. Now the potatoes are done. The macaroni's done. So this is the reason we didn't fix it last night. I want this to cook an hour. I like for it to sit. I like for it to get on there and just sort of get everything meshed together, all the flavors, and all the cooking. It's just good. And we just put salt and pepper. I ain't put anything in it. I was going to let you do it.
Well, that salt and pepper's good for right now.
I ain't put it in there.
Oh, put some in.
Yeah, you put some in there. I don't trust myself.
You don't
Mama's reduced sodium.
I put a lot of pepper.
She's not on any sodium restrictions or anything now, which we thank the Lord for that. She's just living life, but I don't want to put too much anyway.
Well, that tomato soup, ain't nothing in the
Oh,
homegrown.
I don't want you to put too much either.
I threw. We might have to put a little more pepper because that's a lot.
I love pepper. You won't put too much pepper for me.
I know it.
Now, I don't like the looks of that.
That's a bad carrot. Oh, that's just the stem part. It ain't nothing really wrong.
Okay. But ain't that a beautiful pot of soup? Now wait till this gets all heated up and gets steaming and the smell will fill the house. That's good soup, folks. That's a good soup. Now, you can put anything you want to in here. Some people put okra in theirs.
I never did like
Mama don't like okra in it. And I'm going to tell you something do not put in it. My daddy loved? Pork and beans in it.
Oh.
We don't put any beans in our soup. Some people do. Now, the only bean that I would put in here, if I were going to cross the bean line with my soup, would be a lima bean or a green bean. But I don't want no pintos in it. I don't want no kidney beans in it. I don't want any pork and beans in it for sure.
Oh, no. That's the way his mommy made it.
I remember eating Granny's soup, and I don't ever remember. I guess it was there. I don't know, but Mama put in there one time at his request. Me and her, either one could eat it. We just barely. I said, "What is wrong with that soup?" She said, "Your daddy made me put pork and beans." I said, "I don't like it." I love pork and beans. I can literally
soup. Not in soup.
I can literally eat pork and beans out of the can.
Want me to set that on the burner?
No, I'm gonna set this on the burner. I can literally eat a pork and bean out of the can on a cracker.
Oh yeah.
Love them. But in soup, it tasted dirty or something, didn't it, Mom?
I don't know what it does to it, but I surely don't like it.
We didn't care for it.
Now, my mommy put macaroni in hers to make it go further.
We love macaroni.
And I've liked it.
Do you use macaroni in yours?
I've never had pigtail macaroni in mine.
Well, this is a new experience. Here we go. Let's get that soup to going.
Mm.
And I want it to simmer.
He's already cooking here.
I want it to simmer for a good hour, 2 hours.
Yeah, for a while.
Now, does it matter? I don't know. Is it that much of a difference that it's worth it? I don't know.
If you let it cook slow for a long time, the flavors all blend, and to me it tastes more like a soup instead of tasting a potato and tasting a pea and tasting a corn. Does that make sense?
They blend together. So that's what we're up to today.
Yeah.
I better get supper on, and it's just 4 o'clock.
Ooh.
Ooh, look at us, Mama.
I know it, and I need to go back outside with him and see what he's doing.
Well, he's a weed eating.
Well,
Mama's got help today. There's nothing Mama loves more than to get help here and then go out there and bother them and point to stuff.
I keep them busy.
She does me that way too. I love it.
I was so upset. I tried to cut some hedge with the clippers, and I used to do it all the time, but I ain't got the strength no more to cut those big stems.
Oh, that's going to really affect the quality of your life.
I reckon it has. I fussed and fussed. He said, finally, it's bad when you can't do what you want to do. And I said, I realized then.
John takes up for her.
I was fussing.
John won't tell on her.
No, he won't.
Every once in a while, he'll let something slip, though. And I'll say, what was she doing? Oh, I don't know. He's good. We love John.
He's a good fella.
Lord, he loves Mama. We can't. It's a running joke, has been for years. I'm an only child, so don't get this confused. But his uncle used to help out too when he was able. And I'd do something, and Mom would say something, and she'd say, "Oh, you better watch out. This other John's going to become her number one son now." So we meet him all the time. And I tell him, I say, "I believe you're number one all the time, John. I believe I've got
number one, number two, son."
I said, "I believe I'm the number two now." Hey,
oh, you'll always be number one.
Don't tell John. John's a good guy. We love John, and he takes care of us. And Mama just depends on him all the time, doesn't she? He does all kinds of good stuff and can do anything. That's the thing. He can do anything.
And he don't care to work. That's a rare commodity this day and time.
I know. And he's good to my Mama. I appreciate him, but it's good to my Mama.
He would come 3 o'clock in the morning if I could.
That's the reason I appreciate you all so much, because you love my Mama. I've tried to let her just let me video her, and she's
no. Lord, I did comb my hair once this morning, but I've been out there working. Why didn't you tell me my hair was all over my head?
I'm used to you looking rough, Mama.
I know it. Well, I'm going to tell him bye.
You want your toboggan back on?
No, I ain't had no toboggan on. It ain't that cold out there.
Our soup is souping. and there's no excitement for another hour or two. It's just going to slowly simmer, and I'm going to let it get boiling. And once it boils, I'm going to turn it down to simmer, as my mama told me to.
That's right.
Do you need me to help you with your raised beds?
No, I've got most of that cleaned out. He's cleaning out that big flower bed at the end of the house. He's got it cleaned out.
Okay.
We've worked.
I seen it. He's got it all weeded and looks so good out there. Clean.
We're working.
Don't you love the way it looks when you clean up for fall and all the dead stuff's gone, and it's just pretty?
I wish I could rake all the leaves, but I can't do all of that.
You're not raking leaves. Now I'll put my foot down.
I did rake a few.
You promised me you was just gonna work on your raised beds a little bit.
I've helped him rake up some stuff and stuff.
I should have known it. On a separate note, I need someone to help with an elderly person I know. And
on a second note,
taking applications. She said, "I'm just going to work on my beds, and I'm not going to do that. You ain't supposed to be raking."
I raked a little. That's
Don't be raking.
I come in twice and sit and rest.
Don't be raking, Mama.
I won't.
Promise me.
I won't no more.
I'm going to ask John, did she rake? And he'll say, I don't know if I seen her or not.
Oh, he won't tell on her.
He won't tell on her. And sometimes he's going to tell on you, though. You better be careful. You don't never know when he'll switch over and start telling on you.
He thought if it hurt me, he would tell you.
I don't want you raking. Raking's not good for you.
Oh, it's not bad.
No, it is. You're not supposed to. I don't like her sweeping or raking. It's not good for if you have any kind of heart situation. Will you behave or do I have to?
I'm having.
She's got 3 raised beds. That's all she's supposed to be working on.
I just worked on 2. I didn't work on this one up here.
Okay. Okay. Well, you promised me that's all you was going to do.
I have to tell him what I want.
I don't care for you pointing. But don't get out there and get your raking.
Well, I'm going to tell him goodbye, everybody, and God bless you, and I'll have a wonderful day. And excuse my hair, but I'm going back out in the wind and work. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Be good. Now let me come out there and catch you doing something.
Oh, I won't do much.
Lord have mercy. I'm not even pretending to get out there much today. I've been out. As soon as I went out, everything closed up, and I said, I've got to go back in. So I've medicated again. I've had trouble all week with fall allergies. So something is in the air. It happens in October. October, November, there's been several Thanksgivings I've been really sick from just pure old allergies. But if you got allergies, you know. You're getting you some beverage.
No, I'm taking the garbage.
Oh, that's my kitchen garbage.
I'm taking it for him to haul out.
Do y'all do a little extra bag of garbage? I don't know why we protect our garbage cans like companies come to look at them. Do y'all do that? When we cook, we always have a separate bag. We don't use the garbage normally. We'll use another bag, and then we'll take that bag and put it out in the big bag. I don't know why. I told Mama, so we protect our garbage like there's somebody come to look at it. Mama won't put cans in the can and the trash in here. And most of the time, we rinse it out. And, I like to crush the cans so little animals can't get their heads caught in them. I've seen a bunch of videos where raccoons and different little animals have gotten in, I guess, the city dump or whatever, and they get a can on their head and they can't get it off. I just think that'd be a horrible, horrible thing. I can't stand to see an animal suffer. I don't want it. I don't want it at all. Hi, John and Mama. I've not been reading comments. Allergies stink. Cheryl, I'm not resting. I've been in here. I was out there, but when he started weed eating, that was it. They mowed the grass one day, the guys who mowed the grass, and I just came home and stood out there for a minute, and I felt myself just. I don't recommend allergies. If anybody ever offers them to you, tell them no. Mine's getting worse. they used to be horrible when I was a kid. I had to take medicine twice a day for them. I don't think I ever had an allergy test. If it did, they did it differently because a friend of mine had them, and they laid. Oh, I don't think I've ever went through that. It was like a panel on their back, and it was just needles. I don't ever remember that unless Mama had me when I was a child. But I'm allergic to grass, trees. Do you live in the woods? We live in the mountains. Everywhere I look, there's grass and trees. So I can get an allergy attack driving down the interstate if somebody's mowing. If they're mowing, when the city, state, whoever's mowing, county, if I'm near where they're mowing, I have to turn my vents off. Soup is starting to get hot. I hear it over here. I don't know what we'll have with soup. Me and Mama usually don't have a lot with anything. If we have potato soup, it's usually potato soup. If we have vegetable soup, we're probably just going to eat vegetable soup. Sometimes a grilled cheese or something with tomato soup, but that's about it. I heard of dogs getting their head stuck in chip bags. Yes, I hate that too. And usually I'll cut a chip bag up. Anything that's going to get their little head stuck in it. Oh, sure, they can do it from blood work. Okay, maybe that's how they got mine. But I am allergic to... I'm not allergic to animals that I know of. And I play with the babies all the time. And I've never really had a harsh reaction from it. I mean, it's stuff out in nature. Now, Mama used to... every year get bronchitis about this time of year, and it was triggered from allergies, they said. But thank the Lord, for the past 3 or 4 years she's not been troubled with it, so maybe she grew out of it. And for years I didn't have as much trouble. I had trouble as a child, and then for years I didn't have that much. I didn't think. But in the past 5 years, I think I've noticed it's coming back on more. Hey, Mama, why don't the animals on the safari take tests? Too many cheetahs. That's funny, Preston. I'll tell her that one. Most people have allergies to severity, and what matters the most. Yeah. You don't feel the needles, Lisa? I can't imagine. Crusty bread and butter goes great with soup. Oh yeah, Brenda. Now we'll eat us some butter and bread. I love to get. And a lot of people will. A lot of restaurants, and we used to have it at the restaurant too. Soup and salad combos. I like either or, but I'm not really much on eating a salad with soup. Cornbread with vegetable soup. I'm thinking about making cornbread. We've had it quite often here lately. We've had it twice in the past 3-4 weeks. Used to we had it once, twice a week. Then we got to where we wasn't. And now I'm afraid we're slipping back into old habits with cornbread. But it's so good. It's so good. I may make a small one. I could do that. Now, I will say this. The first one we made, we threw out half of it. Threw out half. So we'd eaten half of it, and we threw out half. Cornbread, as you well know, there's no preservatives in it that we put in it or nothing. So it starts getting little white specks on it. I'm not eating it. It's mold. I've been sneezing since 4 a.m. Yeah, D, my throat has been bothering me this week, and I have sneezed and cough. My cough is back. I had that, seemed like I had it for 2 months, but I really probably just had it about 5 or 6 weeks total. But a little bit of that cough's trying to come back. I'm back on my double dose medicines every day. Sometimes I can get by with 1 dose a day, and sometimes, certain times of the year, I have to do morning and night sometimes midday. If you work in mulch, you get sick. Ooh, that's, yeah. I don't ever think I ever had a problem working in mulch. But if I cut weeds, or if I cut, even sometimes like fresh flowers, and I don't know what it is, but like Mama's got some candles here, and just the different scents of the candles, I can't take it. I can't. Oh, you know what I'm talking about, Anthony. Yeah, sinuses and allergies. It's horrible. Every spring and fall. Yep. Maybe every spring and fall. And mine, because it's grass, it's all summer long. That's one of the reasons I love cold winter. I have fewer allergies then than I do any other time. Y'all got me wanting soup now. Dennis, I have been wanting it for what seems like forever. And we just hadn't done it. But it seems like forever I've been wanting vegetable soup. And there for a while I thought it might be too hot for vegetable soup. But now that it's cooler, I sure do want it. Now my granny, I don't remember Mama so much, but my granny would stand with a spoon and dip off all that foam. And she'd put it in a bowl and she'd throw it away. And she said it would, I think she said it would keep it from being bitter or something. I don't really know why she did it. But then Mama never did really do that. What we like to do is let it boil until you can't stir it down. See how it quit boiling as soon as I started stirring? When it gets to a rapid boil and you can't stir it down, then I set it on simmer, which put it down to about 6 on the stove, which I actually don't have numbers on this one, but it's a medium heat. And then I just want it to kind of, you can put a lid on it or not, but I just want it to kind of simmer. Let everything kind of get acquainted in there. Because, see them little pigtails there? They're going to eat fine. I ain't worried about them, but usually we just use elbow. Now, if you want to use fresh carrots, that's great. Some people use celery. I don't think Mama likes celery in it. Seems like that's the reason we don't use it. I don't know. She likes celery, but I don't think she likes the celery in the soup, maybe. Maybe it was Daddy that didn't like celery in it. Somebody don't care for celery. It's almost there because, see, it's coming right back up. Won't be long until I won't be able to stir it down. Now, you can put a little bit of Tony's in here, seasoning. You can put some red pepper flakes in there. You can add garlic to your soup. It's your soup. We've always kept it pretty simple. But a big old pot of vegetable soup, I think Mama just wanted a big pot. You know, I was going to go a little smaller, but she's probably right. It wouldn't have held it on. See, it's starting right back up, so I'm going to turn it down to medium heat. Surely I don't want it to stick. Oh. Don't want it to stick. But this is a good thick bottom kettle. It's that waterless cookware, Towncraft, I think it's called. Mama's had it before she had me. She had this cookware. And that is going to be supper. It smells so good. So now that it's got hot and all that stuff's going, it smells absolutely delicious. I've been looking forward to good soup. Okay. I think that'll take care of us. For now, it's on simmer. And it's going to do its thing. Simmer on down there. And it should be delicious by 5:30 or 6 o'clock when it's time to eat. If I can get her to come out of the yard by then. We'll have. Hold on a second. What's up?
I'll be back up here in a little bit and we'll go.
Okay. Okay.
I'll be back.
All right, bye. If I can get her out of the yard and see if she'll come in and eat. She's out there in her raised beds. I can see her out the window. She loves to. Daddy used to turn the garden in the winter and the fall. So he would take the har, it was called, and he would flip it and roll up big reams of dirt, and then he would plow it, and he would pile leaves and stuff in it and under it, and then in the spring he'd do the same thing and disc it and make it real smooth like a lettuce bed. But he used to do that in the winter. I don't know the purpose of it. I'm not a gardener, but he would always turn it. She loves her. Oh, Deb, she'd rather be in the garden as anywhere. She loves the garden. She used to. At one time, she had 3 big gardens here. One year, she told me, she said, "I'm not." This has been years ago. She was probably 60. It's probably 17 years ago, 18 years ago. She said, "I'm not having a big garden this year." I said, "Okay." Well, Daddy cleared off some property down there by the barn, and she's seen some black dirt. She said, "Plow me up a little section right there." So he made a big old garden. It was probably 50 feet long. I don't know. And she said, "I'm going to move my garden over there. Did you see all that rich dirt?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "You may grow a lot over there." And she said, "I'm going to try it." She did. She planted everything over there she could think of. And we had another garden spot on this side of the barn. So she decided she was going to put some pumpkins over there. She couldn't stand not having that piece plowed up, so she had Daddy plow it up. And he fixed it. So she planted pumpkins and beans, cucumbers, all kinds of stuff. Filled that whole space up. She went down there in between the barn and that new garden and plowed her up herself with a rototiller. And she put lettuce, put some green onions, turnips, and tomatoes, and some cabbage plants in there. I came over here. I wasn't living here then. And I said, "Mama, what have you done? You told me you weren't going to plant a big garden. What ain't going to plant as much as you did last year? I've seen double the size of garden, plus a third garden." Oh, that little one. Well, it was big. It was as big as this house. I don't know. It was a big old patch. It was a little garden. But she had gardens. She loves it. Now, we started out with one raised bed. Then she had John fix her a big, we call it the big raised bed, out of some cross ties. Plants it full. Then she asked me for her birthday or something. She'd like to have another one of those cow troughs, because that's what we use for our raised beds. They're stainless steel metal, and then they got a black plastic liner in them about that deep or so. And so I bought her 2 of them. I had them hauled up here to come back, and she fills those full every year of tomatoes and cucumbers and lettuce and onions, and she raises the biggest bunch of vegetables out of those 3 raised beds. But now she's been out there today. She's gone through them. I see her out there raking. She brought in a handful. I said, "This isn't all of them." She brought in a bunch of little green tomatoes. There's a whole pile of them over here. And then she brought in this one, which is one of the prettiest, perfect little looking tomatoes I've seen. There's not a spot on it. It's beautiful. Look at it. I said that'll make a good last of the summer sandwiches. So these will ripen. These green ones will turn pink, and then they'll be green. Look at this big one here. That's a good size one. We could have another mess of, there's plenty enough over here to have some fried green tomatoes. If we wanted to do that. We've had 2 or 3 batches of fried green tomatoes this year. I'm probably not going to have any more. I see we got sweet potatoes out over here, so I guess we are going to do sweet potato casserole or sweet potatoes or something for the ham tomorrow for homecoming. We've got a big old ham. Big old. And so we're going to cook a ham, have sweet potatoes, maybe do pineapple casserole. Something like that. Sounds good, don't it? Whatever Mama comes up with. There'll probably be some cornbread made for that. She usually does make cornbread for church events. Somebody will bring rolls. So, that's all good. Looking forward to homecomings are special. This is the 75th year for our little church. My grandmother and grandfather, and they were all charter members. They started that church, and it's just a good little church. Has a lot of great little people. It's our church family. You have church family. So 75 years sitting there on that little hill, it's a blessing. So we look forward to celebrating that tomorrow. Good afternoon, John and Mama, watching from Falmouth, Kentucky. Falmouth. I probably got that wrong, Donna. Sorry, love vegetable soup. I do too. It's been a while. I don't remember the last time we had it. I guess it was last year. We'll have it 2 or 3 times a year, but going to make some soup before long. Not cold enough yet in South Mississippi. Ray, it probably ain't here either. We're probably stretching it because it's 65 degrees right now. Soup is good on a snowy day. I know what you're saying. But we'll eat it now and practice for the cold weather. We've turned the heat on. Does that count? How big a church do you all go to? It's just a small little country church. Eddie, tomorrow there'll probably be extras there, but on a regular Sunday we have 30, 38, 36, 40, which is about an average number for around here. There's a lot of churches here. So a lot of our churches are about that size because, if I could leave here right now and I could be in 4, 5, 6 Baptist churches and wouldn't even have to drive 5 miles. So there's a lot of churches. So our population is not that big. So when you divide them up, and everybody don't go, but it's a good number to have. I've seen it higher and I've seen it lower, but on average we get 38, 40, 45. Sometimes we hit a big number, Sometimes it's just all of a sudden we got several there, and but they're glad to have each and every one of them. And everybody, our church is small enough. Everybody knows everybody. We all up in each other's business. If somebody's sick, we know it. Our family, we got family go to church, a big church, and they don't know about 10 or 15 people. They said, I said, so you get your own little small group inside the. They said, yeah, kind of. They know the people they sit around. They know, but our church, everybody knows everybody. All the kids know each other. It's just a small little country church. It's a small little country church. Kind of like you see on TV on the Hallmark channels when they're a little country church out somewhere. Hello from Virginia. Vegetable soup sounds good. Stay safe and warm. We're not cold, Mary. I know it's not probably cold enough for soup, but it's 65. But we have turned the heat on. Does that count for soup time? I made a pot of Maryland vegetable crab soup. Ooh, Brenda, that sounds delicious. Now, Mama wouldn't like it. Not because, I mean, she just don't like any kind of fish hot in soup or casseroles or mac salads or any of that stuff. 85 in West Palm Beach. Well, it's going to be 85 in West Palm Beach. Y'all are got that warm weather. You need to let your mom. Let's see what you're saying, Carolyn. David. You need to let your mom do what she likes, but then she probably likes when you coddle her. I do. I was, Mama was really sick last year. She couldn't really do much. She had trouble. She had needed stents. There was a lot going on with her. And I really was, she didn't need to do much. Her heart function was very low. She was on the life vest for 6 months, I guess. But we prayed, and the Lord blessed, and she had great doctors who was, treating her with medications, and got the fluid off her and all those things. And so I was, a little overprotective. And her doctor told me, said, she can self-regulate, and her body will tell her what she can do. You can watch her, and if you see that she's having difficulty, you'll know. So I had to, let go a little bit. So she does what she wants to. She really does. Really now she has no restrictions. She's doing what she wants to. She's living life happy. She couldn't drive for a while. She couldn't drive. She couldn't even prepare a meal. It was just, she just was too tired. She just wear her out. Going to the bathroom. If she left the living room and went to the bathroom, she'd come back and you could tell she just wore out with it, just going down the hall and back. So she has come so far. September, October was rough last year. So I'm just so thankful. Every day I look at her. Every day I get on to her for doing too much. I say, thank you, Lord, she can do too much. Thank you, Lord, she's out there in that yard today doing whatever she wants to do. Thank you, Lord, that she's raking. She couldn't have raked last year. I'm so thankful that she feels like doing that. She's come in a couple times today and got her something to drink and sit there a minute. And then she's like, I'm going to go back out there and see what I can get done. She's in her element. She's in her, this is her thing. She loves it. She loves it. And I'm excited to get to, I think her and Heather's going to start next week doing Christmas. So I don't know when they'll start, but I think she's at the end of the month after Halloween, usually when she starts. So Heather's tickled today. She's excited about getting to do Christmas, and her mama do so well. They worked well together, and Heather will tell on her. Heather will say, I had to tell her today not to be climbing. I'm like, don't let her climb, Heather. So Heather keeps her on the ground, and they put up trees and love it. They love it. Heather loves going through that stuff. So they'll start that, and then Mama will be in her element, Christmas. She didn't get to do much last. She did a lot more than I thought, because for Christmas she was coming out of it a little bit, but she did get to help a little bit on it. Well, quite a bit. She was able to. She couldn't do the top, but she was able to do a tree every 2 days. They was putting them up. So that'll be exciting for her. That'll give her all kinds of stuff to do. I don't know. I'm watching out the window here. I can see her out there doing something on the back porch, with the sun porch. She's in the house anyway. She's not outside. John left, so I'm glad she did come back in. Your soup pot has made me want some. Mimi, I hope it's going to be delicious. I love good soup. Now, used to when I was a kid, I guess it was like all kids, I didn't want soup. Mama would make soup, and I thought, oh, soup. I don't want soup. Potato soup, vegetable soup, beef, vegetable, I didn't want none of it. But as I got older, the more I like it, and the more I like it. And it just seems like every year I like it even more. But I'm that way with a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff I used to love, I don't care for anymore. And stuff I really didn't care for then, I'm getting to like it better now. And I'm finding, and it's not really because I have problems with stuff, but I'm finding the older I get, the simpler I want my food. You know, used to I wanted like a loaded baked potato. I wanted butter and sour cream and cheese and bacon and chives. And now a good baked potato with a little salt and pepper on it tastes good to me. And I'm like, boy, you used to really gom them up. I liked them when they were good, and I still will every once in a while. But just a plain old potato and it, just a little butter, a little salt, a little pepper, that does me good now. I don't know, maybe that's just a natural progression of things. So this is trolling. Have we got a troll on here? I hope not. Block the troll. Yeah, we must have one. Maybe they freeze it. The soup. Sandy, we have company coming. And we'll use a pot of soup probably today and tomorrow. But I hope I have some for lunch one day. I'm trying to read. Butter with a little ketchup. Oh, what was that for? Oh, potato? You like ketchup on your potato? I'll tell you something I did like, and I guess it's close to ketchup. I used to love it. I haven't tried it in a long time. Heinz 57 sauce. My dad loved baked potatoes with Heinz 57 on them. And that's kind of what they used to call Heinz 57, ketchup with a kick. But he used to love it. And he got me to start eating it. And so I used to like that on my baked potatoes. Oh, thank you, Vicky. We love you too. Hey, John and Mama. Hey, Teresa, Joyce. I love the antique dresser behind you. Mama has it decorated so nice. That is an antique dresser mirror. And then it's over top of an electric fireplace that we put in there. And believe it or not, we have 4 fireplaces. This one gets used more than any of them. The other 3 are gas. Mama uses the one in the living room quite a bit. But this kitchen one, it gets used almost every morning in the winter. Mama will come in here and sit right here and look at that fireplace and drink her hot tea. And it warms it up right here. And if I'm sitting here, trust me, it's warm because it's right behind me. And but it is a nice little addition, and Mama loves it because she can just one button flip it on, and it warms this whole kitchen up. Not that it needs extra warming, but she loves this fireplace right here. But that is an antique dresser top. You see up here that hook, and there's a hook. There may be another hook, I don't know, but it was designed to be like a hall tree. I guess I have got you on the different side. You got a different view today, don't you? Because usually, y'all are looking at this wall over here. But that's the fireplace and what we've had for the mantle. This little antique candle right here, we actually use it when the electricity goes off. You can see we've been using it. We used it that Friday night when the electricity went off. But it's made to carry, it's an old. So I like stuff that's practical that you can actually use. Yeah, Mama stays decorated. That'll probably turn into Christmas and all. I don't know what she'll do. I do whatever she tells me to do. She's made a final arrangement yesterday. It's pretty. She'll get mad if I show it to you. I'll let her show it to you later. She'll say, "Why'd you show them that? I wasn't done with it." Don't mess with an artist and their work. Hey, Miss Gloria Drummond, how are you? I like the view today. It's something different, isn't it? Let's see, that's the front door you can see through there. There's the fireplace she uses mostly. This one right back here. That's her TV. That's into the living room. This is our kitchen. So y'all get to see a very small portion of the kitchen. Maybe I should start filming over there stuff. That's the kitchen table. You don't get to see the kitchen table. That's the kitchen table over there. Right. Down in there. When we first built this part on, it was dining room kitchen combo, you know. And this here was the carport door. That's the door we'd go out of the house. So then we built on out there for the garage, and then we opened this up and turned it into a dining room. Not that we need a dining room that bad, because we eat right here most of the time. But when we have company, it will hold 10 or 12 people in there. But we had a dining room table and we had stuff. So, in fact, this dining room table is in here now. I don't know if you can see it from here or not. No, you can't see it. I got it at an estate property sale, and it was an old work table. I love it. Mama loved it, so it became our dining room table. Hello, John. Mama, love you. Thank you, Tammy. We love y'all too. Vegetable soup is a favorite of mine. Jan, I hope this is going to be a good one. It's just over there simmering away. It's not even. It's boiling. I may turn it down a little bit more. Bonnie Hubbard. John is 6'2". Mama is 5'2". Yeah, there's about a foot difference. That's the reason a lot of times I sit right here, because when I'm sitting, she and I are about the same height. And if you've ever videoed cooking, it's harder than you think. I used to watch videos of people cooking before we started. And I think, why don't they do this? Why don't they do that? Why don't they show me that one? Folks, your mind has got to go in so many directions when you're videoing and you're trying to cook. So you know how hectic you get sometimes just cooking in your home. Trying to think, I wonder what they're seeing. I wonder what the lighting is like. Can they see what I'm doing? I need to switch the camera angle. If you had a camera person, it'd be a little easier. But I get all kinds of questions. How come you're just sitting there? Why don't you do this? Well, that's why. Because I can prep the food here. I've never sat here and worked before. This is not my workplace. I'm on that corner over there. But I'm in here cooking, like getting that soup ready. I stand right over there on that corner because it's right by the sink, right by the stove. That's my little workstation. It's where Mama stands a lot of time too. I love it because we do about the same thing. But you know, it's just different when you're trying to set up a shot, because most of the time when I'm trying to show y'all something, it's backwards, the angle. I get in trouble trying to pour cornbread into the skillet because I want to pour it in there, you know, and I have to try to do it upside. I call it upside down and backwards because I feel like I am. I feel like this is not the normal angle I do. But it's just a little different. But I wanted y'all to be able to see stuff. And sometimes I watch the video and I think, why didn't you put that on the food, John? Why didn't you announce that? People get all upset. It's not intentional, folks. We're not intentionally trying not to show you something. It's just sometimes life gets, you get carried away with life and you're just trying to get it on the table and get it on the video at the same time. But that's the reason why. If Mom and I both stand up at the end of the counter, so we've tried that before, you see from here down on me and you see Mama, and you still can't see the food. So that camera needs to be in 3 different spots according to who's talking or where the food is or what's going on. When I set you all right over here and angle you this way, I can just reach up and tilt it up, tilt it down, turn it a little bit. So we have found that works well for us. And I do most of my prep setting here because you all can sit right there. I can tilt the camera down. Then when I want to talk, I can tilt it up. And then if Mama says something, I can twist it. We've got the same little tripod we've always had. We're not high tech. we used to use the light rings more, but we just got bright lights put in our ceiling fan. You can see them right back there. See how bright? And they are bright. And people come here and they go, wow, that's a bright light. And I'm like, well, that's for when we film. Most of the time we don't use these, but these over here are bright too. So our kitchen is full of really bright lights for that reason, so we can film. But that's the reason a lot of things, we do different things. Mama really is picky about her kitchen. I'm not just saying that. Heather backed me up that day. She was here. The whole family, they're all that way a little bit. They talk about their great grandma. No, my great grandma, their grandma, being that way. She wouldn't let nobody in her kitchen. Period. When she was cooking, they're all a little bit like that. I believe it's in the blood. Mama will let you help her. She'll give you an assignment, and that's the reason our cutting board. I got chore board on it because I get my chores, and she tells me what to do. That's what I do. And a lot of times you'll see me. It's not that I don't know how to do it, but I just want her to do it, like adding a season or something. I may get too much in it for me, for her, but it'd be fine for me. So I'd rather, I'll tell her I want you to bless it, Mama. Meaning you have the final stamp on it because I want her to eat it. I want it to be good. And a lot of times I would put different things in some dishes. Like I would put a little bit of heat. I let her put the heat she wants. I let her put what she wants. Mama's an excellent cook. Everything I know because of her and my granny. And mostly from Mama. But I'd always let her have the final say on it. I get aggravated with her because I'll ask her, Mama, what do you want to eat? Oh, it don't matter. Whatever you want to be fine. I'm like, no, Mama. What do you want? What will you eat? Oh, it don't matter. I don't care. I'm like, Mama, just say what you want. Well, I wouldn't care to have so-and-so. She don't want to say because she's afraid I won't want her. I said, I'll eat anything. I'll eat anything you want to prepare. But a lot of times the stuff you probably are thinking, I bet John picked that. It's Mama, like hot dogs. She loves a good hot dog with good homemade chili on it. That's not me asking for that. That's her. She loves the frozen pizza, the cheese sticks dipped in marinara. That's her. She likes some things that people don't think she would like. She likes a good taco salad. And sometimes on Tuesday she'll say, let's just have Taco Tuesday. And I say, okay, sounds good to me. So even though it is spicy or something that you wouldn't really think Mama would like, a lot of times it's what she's picked. She's been wanting, I've been asking about soup for a while. And then the other night she said, we need to get a good pot of soup going this week. That's what we will. So we thought about doing it the other night, but it's really hard to do a live, which this one here is going pretty long too. Sorry. Mom will tell you, I'll talk your ear off. I'm just, but it's hard to come in and get soup ready. It's a Saturday kind of thing for us. Because you do want it, I don't know if it's just an old-fashioned idea I have or we've been taught, but I do want it to simmer a while. I do want it to sit over there and do what it's doing right now for about an hour and a half. And Granny used to start in the morning, about 11 o'clock, getting all her soup stuff together. And she'd get all of her soup and get everything just so-so, and she'd have it on by noon. And she'd let it simmer, and she'd let you know when you come home. That soup's been cooking for 6 hours. That soup's been cooking for this long. I said, oh, it tastes so good. John, that's here, he said that they always cook their soup beans for 6 hours. Now we don't cook ours that long, 2 or 3 hours, but now he likes his. There's about 6 hours. I think that's that's a good. That had to taste good now. That would taste good. A lot of folks around here want their soup beans to cook all day long. I know a lot of ladies that get up in the morning and get their soup beans on. Used to work with a teacher, and she'd say, I got up this morning and I've got soup beans on and I've got this going and I'm ready for supper. She'd have her supper made before she comes to school in the morning. and she'd tell you what else she cooked. Had it simmering or had it in the crock pot. A lot of people will do. Some people don't like to do their soup beans in the South. I don't know about everywhere. I only speak about the South because it's where I lived my whole life. People will parboil their beans. Some people will soak their beans. Some people don't soak them, but some people will boil them good for a little while, and then pour all that water off, and then start them all over. Some people don't. We don't. We have never soaked a bean that I remember, or boiled them and poured it off and all that. We just look them, wash them good, and let them start cooking. Let them slowly come up, and we just leave them alone. Some people, I've seen them doing differently. So it's just whatever your mama did. And I always say, if you want to do it the right way, don't do it my way. Do it whatever your mama did. Because I guarantee you, no matter what someone else tells you, what your mama told you is the right way. Because that's what you've done. That's what you've had. So do it your mama's way. I did too, Dana. And I don't care to learn from other people and change. She says she likes where everybody cooks differently. Oh, thank you, Lindy. You all do me a world of good on here. I love it. I soak my beans, Anna says. See? And that's the right way to do it. Oh, thank you, Judy. Y'all are so kind today. Everything's so sweet. Yeah, Mama's outside cleaning out the raised beds in preparation for next year. I guess that's what it's for. Mama's the gardener. Anything I know about gardening is only because what I've heard her say, or what my Uncle Dutch used to tell me. He used to always tell us he was a true farmer, 100%, and I'd learn a great deal from him. But my mama, she loves to garden too, and every year it's tradition for her to say, "Now next year I ain't gonna fool with all that." Not just since she's been older, not just since she got sick. When I was a kid, she'd say, "I just ain't gonna fool with all that mess next year." And I don't ever remember not gardening. I can't think of a time. I can't really think of a time she didn't garden. My aunt, I'm not going to tell her age, but it's above 82. She gardens all the time. She was out before yesterday picking some. Mama and her talk all the time, and they're gardeners. Her husband's in his above mid-80s, and he gardens all the time. They're out in that garden morning, afternoon. She has a little small greenhouse, not a commercial or nothing, just a little small one for their use. She brings plants over here from Mama early, like February, March. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, it's fall. Do y'all realize that 2 months from now is Christmas Day? In case you're worried about that kind of thing. But it's fall, but it's really close to planting time. You've got November and December, January and February. We'll have some planting done by the end of February. There'll be lettuce and onions in the ground, and there'll be talk of some root vegetables going in the ground. So it ain't like it's way off next year, 12 months from now. 3 to 4 months, we'll be planting again. It's not, the growing seasons here are long, but people who do gardening, they're talking about it. Now, right now, they're getting their garden stuff in, all their stuff, and they're clearing their gardens, and they're getting ready for next year, but they're really getting ready for February. We have a friend, he loves to have lettuce and onions by first, second week of March. You can do that if you plant them early enough. Mama's going to tell me I've been on here too long for me to get off and leave them people out. Because if she'd have been here, she didn't run us off. She ain't going to fool with us. Mama, what you doing?
Gathering some more.
Oh, so where do you keep finding these?
It's off of them vines where I worked in them.
Shoots are hot off the press. Look at that. Look here, 3 more tomatoes. Was they underneath something?
That is hanging on the vine on the side, hanging up the side.
Who are you talking to? Oh. She's talking to her niece. From Fayette, Texas. Make some soup and chili also. But we have made, Kathy, we've made chili all summer. I told Mama, so we've made more chili this summer than we probably have ever made this summer. But Mama's been wanting it. Every time I turned around there for a while, she said, let's have some good chili. And so we've had a bunch of chili this summer. Usually chili's the first thing, the first cold day of the fall. I'm wanting a big old pot of chili on the stove. This year it's soup because we've had chili. We ain't had any vegetable soup this year. A friend of mine makes soup all summer because she says, I make it when it's the freshest. I get it out of my garden. And she'll put squash in it. She'll put yellow squash in it. She'll put okra in hers. She'll put anything she gets out of her garden. Corn, tomatoes, anything. Peas. Green beans. I ain't put no green beans in that. I ain't put any green beans in our soup today. What was wrong with me? I need to go get some. I bet Mama didn't think of it either. We usually do put a little green bean in it. I love chili anytime. Gloria, I do too. And hot dog chili, you don't even think about hot dog chili for 4th of July and all summer long. And it's just as good. But bowl chili, it seems like that's a winter thing. But really, the soups and chilies, we eat hot food all year long, so I love soup anytime. I always make vegetable soup with hamburgers. So good. Elaine, we probably will too. This will probably catch some hamburger tomorrow. We like just pure vegetable soup, just like this. Then we like what we call beef vegetable. Beef vegetable, 99% of the time, it's going to be hamburger for us. But sometimes Mama will get a steak or something, a piece of meat, and we'll brown it up and cut it up a little small, put it in that soup. So sometimes it's that kind of beef vegetable. But most of the time, beef vegetable is some good hamburger meat. Or chuck, we call it. It's ground chuck. Love me some chili, I do too. I do drink a lot of coffee, but I've cut back on my coffee. Pam, I blame y'all's sweet tea for it. They got me hooked on that delicious coffee of theirs. Really. People say, John, do you really like their coffee? I wouldn't tell you I did if I didn't. I'm not that, I can't lie. My face, I sent a thing the other day. My words may say one thing, but my face give out subtitles. No, they had the best coffee, and I got hooked on it. And so now when I went back to the other, I drank plenty of it, don't get me wrong. But I don't drink as much of it, I don't think, as I was. Theirs was so smooth and so good. How long do you keep soup before it's not good? Well, Terry, leftovers for us, usually 7 days would be the longest I would keep. Sometimes we'll fix something like on a Sunday, and then we'll eat it, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Friday even. But after that, 6-7 days. It depends on what it is. Some things go bad quicker. Some things aren't going to go bad in a month. It just depends on what it is. And it also depends on how you store it, what you store it in. Most of ours gets put in Tupperware, which holds it tight and keeps it airtight. But soup, we'll eat on it 3 days, 4 days. We had chili this week. It was wonderful on a cool fall evening. Oh, Brandy, I know, and I love to go out by a fire pit and eat chili. Love to sit outside and eat my chili and drink my coffee late at night. After dark, anytime is late to me. Now, Brenda, they're not bringing their coffee back. If they did, it would be a little, just a minute, but they're just concentrating on tea. I don't even know if they're going to have all their seasonings and things. But they were doing seasonings, coffee, and tea. So right now, he just said yesterday on a video that they're just concentrating on tea. If they did bring the coffee back, it would be for a limited time or just a special or a flavored thing. So they're not bringing it back full time. You freeze leftover. I do too. Sissy, we freeze them, eat them, and if it's something the pups can eat, they get it. And, you know, we've got family in out of here all the time, or friends, and Mama will load them down. I buy to-go containers just so they can take stuff with them. Poor old Heather can't get out of here without a load of food. Mama's wanting to make sure them babies eat. Which they eat fine. I mean, that ain't the problem. But Mama's a feeder. You know, she'll feed you. She'll feed you. She'll feed the neighbors. She'll feed the family. Whoever. They're going to get fed. Having a sandwich for supper tonight. Carol, that's sometimes the best. I love a good sandwich night. Oh, Pam, I'm not. I wish I could be even better. Good to catch you live, Lorraine. It is, but I've been on here too long. I started making soup, and then I got the chatties, and here we are just talking about everything. It's just like, if you come here for real, this is the same way it would be. We'd be sitting here talking, and you'd say, well, I gotta go, and I'd say, all right, and we'd talk a few more minutes. We'd go stand at the door and talk. Then we'd make it to the porch, and we'd talk, and then we'd get to your car, and we'd talk, and then you gotta go. No, Carolyn, they quit the coffee. You know, I was in mourning there for a while. When did they quit? It's been several months ago. But I had a reserve. And now my reserve's gone. Has been. I'm trying to get y'all sweet tea to make some tea flavors for winter. Like some flavored ones, Brenda. Yeah, they're good. Those fellas, they're giving away a lifetime supply of tea now. You can register for it. They've done it already once, I think, and they're going, how's it doing?
It's thick. I'll have to add that up.
Okay, it's right here. I didn't pour it up. Waiting for you to bless it and tell us what to do. You're going to tell me to get out from here and leave these people alone?
Yeah, I've got to go clean up, get the outside after me.
Yeah, because you'll have allergies too. That's another thing that helps. If you do get outside and do stuff, come in, take a shower, wash all that off, because it gets in your hair. I didn't realize that. Did not realize that, and I started showering before I go to bed and stuff like that, and it gets in your hair and it gets on your pillow. And where does your pillow get on your face? That's a big deal, folks. If you have allergies, it's a big deal. You don't think about it so much. It ain't like, you know, you can feel it. It's just there. But it does get in your hair, and it does get on your pillow, and it does get in your system worse. Is it better now? Mama's come in, and the soup needed a little attention. She thought it was getting too thick. So we don't like thick. We like that thin soup. We like it to be soupy soup. Something that a cracker can grab a hold of, right, Mama?
Yeah.
Well, Mama, since you're here, it just don't seem right for you not to say goodbye. I'm going to let Mama sign us off. You all have a blessed day. Thank you for putting up with me today.
I'm wore out now.
Well, are you in for good?
Yeah, he left a while ago.
I know. He came and told me.
Oh, he did.
And so I thought, that's when you come in. So I was glad to see you come in the back door.
Oh, I'm out of breath. I've got to go
Well,
clean.
you just come up them steps.
I know it, and I got to go clean up.
Yep. Say goodbye, Mama.
Goodbye, Mama, and God bless you all. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all. Have a good one. Lord willing, we'll
Bye-bye.
see you tomorrow.